Well, how's it going, Kingsman? Welcome back to another Napoleonic, well, not Napoleonic, psych, as you can see with the American flag. This is the Napoleon Total War mod, American Civil War, hardcore mode. So it is very similar to NTW3 in the scale of the battle. A lot of different mechanics, obviously a different time period. Rifles versus muskets, artillery was more deadly, but today we have a series which I will be going over the next 4 days. This is the 4 battlefields of Gettysburg. So the different days, I know it was over 3 days. Unfortunately missed them because they were the beginning of July that they were fought on, but we're going to start with the first one. So these are 2v2s, massive armies, as you can see. I hope my computer doesn't crash. I'm going to have to play this one a little differently than I do NTW3 because it is not going to be as stable. But yeah, so between me and Matt-Bob versus Sharpie and Heinze Gooters, and well, Matt-Bob is going to be taking as you know, as you can see here, the cavalry. If you know anything about Gettysburg, you know Buford held some of the high ground here, hoping that the rest of the Union Army would march down to his relief. He wanted to hold the high ground, so he has dismounted cavalry, as you can see, already pushing up here. Now, we had a whole system of when reinforcements could arrive. It was as historically accurate as possible. So if you see troops in the back not moving, or see Confederates not moving, that is because they aren't scheduled, as it were, yet. They were still marching to the field. Obviously, you do have Heath's division advancing here as they saw some dismounted cavalry and were ordered to dislodge. See, I'm scared to even zoom in. I usually would zoom in. I'm scared to do that. I think it may crash. There are so many troops on this battlefield, guys. It is being laggy a little bit, as you can see here, and that's not normal for me. Usually things are pretty smooth. So like I said, this will be a little different, but very awesome. And this, of course, is, you know, the field. Now, I'm playing as the 11th Corps. And the first corps obviously reinforcing here. Buford pushing up, artillery is getting in position. The reinforcements are marching down this road, as well as looks like some, is that an artillery piece? No, that's generals. But you have the Iron Brigade. Okay, I'm gonna risk a zoom. Hey, it didn't crash, but it doesn't look amazing. But yeah, the Iron Brigade marching. These guys were stinking broken, we discovered in the battle. But man, do they look nice.
Yes, sir.
And they are coming to reinforce Buford's corps. Now, the rest of the forces obviously are still waiting. My army couldn't move for the very longest time. The rules were we had to hold this area. See this place where this church is? You had to hold this. Confederates have to take this. Union have to hold this. Obviously, there's some Confederates. You have Ewell and Rhodes that are going to be pushing in from the flank like it actually happened. You obviously have the rest of the troops here getting in position. Man, so many troops. So many. But I do believe we're going to have our first contacts here. Yeah, we're going to have the Union Cav getting in position. These guys are going to get their first shots off as the Confederates advance here. First Division getting the first shots. Now, he does have 2 on this side. Nothing really for reserve at this point. Has the 8th New York kind of pushing over to this direction, along with the 11th or the 8th Illinois. Actually, before I forget, let me fix the sound because I know it's gonna need fixing. But yeah, you can. Oh yeah, that's the roll of musket fire. You hear Confederates push up and return fire. I am sure. Right now, they're just pushing forward. They just think it's a bit of dismounted cavalry getting in their way as they are pushing forward, of course, onto Washington, as it were. I'm not sure why the flag's like that. You know, who knows? My goodness. You can have forces all the way over here. And I love the fences too. It's such a typical American thing. Look, you can see the steeple. Man, I'm getting risky here with the zooms. Oh, I love how some of them are kneeling down. Oh, that's awesome. Using this fence. The fence does give cover, of course. deadly volleys on both sides as the losses are going to start racking up here. Artillery has not started getting in position to fire yet. Of course, it is still, they're waiting for the timer to hit. And yeah, this is the first little bit of engagement. Buford pushing forward here. Hopefully he does not get killed by a stray bullet, as he's gotta hold the high ground. More reinforcements now pushing over to the 6th New York, and I will give you a warning now, guys. These battles are long, and this one is 74 minutes is how long it can go. So, you know, just a warning. This could be a long one for any of you that are watching, so, you know, get comfortable. If you want to eat or whatever snacks, time to get them. Here we go. Iron Brigade almost reinforcing. They are so close. Listening for that roll of musket fire, although I can't hear it from here, actually. Emerging couriers will be running back and forth, being like, "We are being engaged! Push forward!" They have a nice long road to go through, too. Man, you can't hear the shooting from very far away at all. It'd be pretty close to hear that roll of musket fire. Cavalry now pushing backwards. I mean, they are hitting some overwhelming numbers here as the Confederates start pushing forward. Looks like they may actually even take this high fenced area as they start pushing the flank. And the Unions start falling back. You can see them over here. Giving some nice punishing volleys, though. Even a nice juicy flank. Oh my goodness. First unit to break the 5th Alabama routes, having lost not even half numbers. We have more reinforcements. Look at this massive 843 man unit. This is why it's going to lag, guys. There's tons of these kind of units in the field. 617 man unit. We do also see some more units of Heath's division pushing forward reinforcements as his units are starting to reach some heavy resistance, and they're requesting reinforcements. More Heath pushing forward here. But the Union are ready. Look at them here. Nice volleys already. Look at that. You can see them just... Hold on. I got to get a good image of this. You can see the masses of Confederates starting to push forward. Imagine being these Union being like, what? Oh, that's a lot of Confederates. They do, of course, have more reserves pushing forward, but this is it, guys. These three regiments are what's going to hold back this right flank. Still a lot being engaged in the center. The reinforcing 8th New York pushing forward here, as the 17th has been pushed back. They may even be getting flanked here as these reinforcements are going to start pushing forward, but they are going to try to hold as much of this cornfield, maybe even this fence as possible. You see they're rushing forward to the fence line. Maybe not. Confederates have pushed all the way through this tree line. This is not a good sign. Obviously, they still probably control part of this fence. But the Confederates aren't attacking straight through the fence line. They're actually going at the side here through the forest. So, but here we go. We got the Iron Brigade almost in sight. Yeah, it's gonna lag no matter what. Oh, look at the other reinforcements pushing forward here. Oh yes, the 14th Brooklyn. Nice, good-looking red uniforms here. These guys look ready to do some work, and they're gonna need reinforcements to be sure. I mean, both sides are now engaged. You have a massive attack column rolling down this road. More reinforcements looking to re-engage across this river, and huge units of Confederates. More and more of them pushing forward. Now, think about this, it's a lot of just shooting, getting flanks. Artillery, of course, is going to be key to this, and artillery isn't allowed to fire, I think, yet. Pretty soon here, they're going to start firing, though. Let me see, have the Confederates set up their guns? Uh-oh. They're waiting to be given fire orders. Look how many guns this is. Look at this. Now, of course, they don't have as many guns as I was actually given. Spoilers, but I was given a lot of guns. But anyway, yeah, Confederates are pushing here, so of course Buford is going to pull back. He's holding for now. Here we go. Artillery is firing. It's just epic looking. You can't say that's not cool looking. But yeah, now artillery, oh my goodness, it is just gonna start hitting this Union line, and this is going to be hell for these poor Union boys. You see artillery, man, really focusing down. Iron Brigade is almost here, or is basically here, guys. Wadsworth is here. I do believe one more general should be on the field here. Reynolds, I don't know where Reynolds is. Reynolds died around this area, actually. Historically, he died around this area, trying to push forward a bunch of skirmishers so they can defend the line, which is kind of crazy. He's nowhere close. Will he die this battle? That is the question. He died, like, so early in the engagement of Gettysburg. You never got to actually truly see it. There he is, Reynolds. Staying hidden, staying away from that forest where he died. Oh man, look at all that Confederate infantry advancing. The trees wrapped in smoke. Artillery trying to soften the center for Heath's division to then push forward. This right flank is getting hit. Not too hard, but they are in risk of getting outflanked here on the left, so they're going to fall back. They do have a nice fence line. They can defend. It looks like they're doing like a little bit of retreating here. Just a little bit. Oh, that's awesome. And you just have it go in the other direction. You have the Iron Brigade. Oh, are they getting a volley up yet? We have reinforcing Iron Brigade pushing here. We have another one pushing up in the center here. Oh, yes. Iron Brigade already firing, getting hit by artillery. Poured into them. You have the next line pushing forward, forming up. Cavalry, dismounted cavalry, probably very happy to see these guys. As Heath, he's gonna have a tough time now. Iron Brigade is pretty elite, and actually in the game they give him inspire and terrify and scare, so they scare the enemy too, which is kind of ridiculous. Let's see this. Let's see this volley here. Or not, you know. And we got the 7th pushing forward to help reinforce this side as Confederates are pushing forward pretty hard. All right, maybe we'll get a volley now. Maybe. Oh, yeah, there we go. And yeah, like I said, guys. Oh, nice. We have another reinforcing arm or regiment pushing to defend this side. I'm sorry, guys. It's gonna be laggy. Every battle's probably gonna be laggy. Pickett's charge is gonna be extremely laggy. But that's just how it is. It's worth it though. You can get some cool shots here. Look at these guys. They're gonna pull forward. Probably start pouring in some volleys, I am sure. Yeah, look at these guys hiding behind the fence line, being all smart. There's exchanging volleys. It's very deadly here, as this battle is just getting more and more engaged here. Another Iron Brigade pushes forward here. And this flank needs to be secured. This Iron Brigade's going to take the 8th New York's place, I'm sure, or at least reinforce them. This orchard, definitely a tough place here, as the Confederates have started pushing back the Union that were holding around this fence line now. Artillery pounding this position. Buford must not die, and he's very danger close. His bullets come flying past, I'm sure. But actually, the Confederates are taking a heavy toll here. Their units are definitely getting hit pretty hard. Oh my goodness, more and more Confederates start breaking. I mean, Iron Brigade will cause like total, it'll just have a scare as they just can't handle so many Iron Brigade. These guys just putting down the fire. The Cav here holding strong. More reinforcements pushing forward here. These guys are starting to get engaged and they have not been able to line up and shoot. But they are shaken. Ooh, actually, we may have some cavalry breaking pretty quickly here. Maybe not. There we go. Let's see the Iron Brigade. Yeah, they're forming up. Oh, they are tearing apart. One volley. And the Tennessee boys run. Wow. And now with the counterattack starting with the Iron Brigade, they're going to push forward here, starting to push back Heath's division. In the center with the Confederates breaking, these units are going to be tired. They don't need to rest up here a little bit. Still no mobilization, guys. We had to wait till 60, I believe. So 3 more minutes before the rest. I was Howard Sport, which I had a lot of artillery. I had the most artillery, I think, out of everybody. Look at all this. Look at all this juicy artillery here, and you will see how artillery is king here. Now, all my units, look at it. They're all, like, just imagine they're marching in the road right now, but yeah, look at them. Look at them boys. All ready to fight for the Republic. Rest of the reserves are waiting. But honestly, Buford, especially those reinforcing, I don't know how many regiments of, I mean, that was what, 4 regiments of, oh, hold that thought, we got a bayonet charge? Some hand-to-hand combat. Oh, it's so laggy. Yeah, unfortunately, they were repelled. The pathfinding wasn't too great. Oh, we have the Iron Brigade. Oh my goodness, what is it, a shooting squad? I have a feeling, guys, this is going to get more and more laggy as more and more forces engage. We just have this much of the line engaging. We even engaged with, like, 2/3 of the army haven't done anything yet. On either side, nothing hasn't really truly been engaged. Now, historically, I should have mentioned this before. I should have gone a little bit more of the history of the battle, but, you know, I'd encourage you to go read it yourself because I'm liable to make mistakes. The Confederates did push the Union off of this whole area, and they had to fall back. Of course, they fell back to some high ground, and that's how the day 2 ensued. Now, here come more Confederate reinforcements here. Yeah, it's a lot more troops, as Pender now is getting up. His men have arrived on the battlefield, marching over some hills. Maybe came down this way, and now he's ordering them across here. And he's like, we're going for the flank. They've gotten pushed back in the forest. But yeah, Heath is getting chewed up. Now, this is huge unit, 843 men. These guys are going to do some beautiful work here. Even if it is the Iron Brigade they're going up against. Now we can see over here, artillery just lighting up this position still. Look how far of a range they have. I don't even know what they're shooting at, but it is far away. Of course, there's a lot of Confederate dead where they tried to stand. This whole line's just been engaging for an eternity. Both sides not really taking too many losses. I mean, these guys have actually... Ooh, they've taken some losses. fire, dude. Everybody's watching. Fire your gun. Oh, what? Hold that thought. Wadsworth was killed. Not even Reynolds. Wadsworth died to a stray artillery or musket bullet, or artillery shell, I guess. One of the two has caused him to die, and Wadsworth is routed from the field. Are we able to move yet? Oh yeah, we're finally able to move, but it's gonna take a second to get anything up. And this is where the action is. More reinforcements, the 56th, the 76th, like I said, the 14th Brooklyn Militia. Can you imagine what they see as they march up here? They just see, oh man. The Iron Brigade trying their best. And this Iron Brigade has been getting hit hard. You see as the bodies are stacked up. This cornfield, they're gonna fall back. I mean, there is dead littered here from the Confederate side too. They are reforming here probably. As things are looking a little messy. You can see over here though, here comes is it Pender? Yeah, Pender's division is pushing this right flank. The Iron Brigade has been routed by this 843 man unit. This unit is tanky. Gonna definitely be a tough cookie. And the artillery is not with the Union right now. It is against them heavily. And oof, they are holding as best they can. More Iron Brigade pushing up back here, taking the place of some of these tired Union cavalry units. And that is the thing, you have to cycle them out. They're not going to do as well. Their morale's going to start dropping when they're tired. So getting some fresh guys on the field is good. I mean, both sides, these guys are tired, these guys are tired. Also, look at this. We are having some movement by Rhodes, and then of course some movement by Ewell. Now I am going to be defending I guess it'd be Reynolds' flank. So we're going to be mobilizing all of our forces on this road, and we got to defend this whole side. The Confederates are going to come in force, and this place we are expecting to become a bloodbath. Duking out to see who's going to hit the flank. If they can overrun me, then they can push in the flank, and Reynolds will not have enough men to stand. Now he does have his reinforcements pushing forward some more troops. He does have the 2nd Division pushing along this road, probably going to take some shelter in this clump of trees. I'd call that a forest in New Mexico, but okay, so here we go. Tons of reinforcements. This is not good to see. I mean, unless you're the Confederates, then it's very good to see. And man, I'm playing this on ultra graphics too, and it's just, imagine if my computer could run this for some reason. If it could manage to run this, how amazing it would look. I mean, it still looks amazing, but it doesn't have, you know, that like smoothness that regular battles usually have. Over here, still a dead on Deadlock, a Deadlock, but with Pender sending forward more reinforcements here, he can switch out with some of Heath's division, and these poor cav corps, brigades, the 1st Brigade, they will have to fall back. They will need reinforcements. Wadsworth's staff did come back, so you know that's something, but they're probably going to fall back to this fence line at least, if not further. This right flank is going to get hit pretty hard, and with this whole reinforcing army pushing at an angle here, yeah, this is going to be a big problem. Very cool looking though. Look at the general staff riding Rhodes, riding amongst his men. Masses of Confederates ready to fight, ready to try to end the Civil War. I'm very curious to see how this flank is going to go. He has to throw forward some fresh and some tired cavalry forces. He, of course, does have Reynolds' men. I believe this is Reynolds. Buford still hovering around, but he does have reinforcements pushing forward here. They are going to be a backup line, probably be thrown forward to stop Pender, because Pender Man, he is going straight this way, and there's nothing in his way but some artillery, which, I mean, to be fair, the artillery is setting up here. And this can hopefully help stop this flank. Oh, this artillery is perfectly positioned here. You can see the Confederates rolling over the hill and artillery already hitting them. But this is what the artillery, I guarantee you what this artillery is going to be hitting. We'll see, I'm sure, some deadly shots here by the artillery. But where is the weak spot in the Confederate or the Union line? Besides this left flank, there doesn't seem to be any at this point. Like I said, my artillery is in the setup. And my army is going to roll down this road. I'm planning on holding. I was hoping to get up here and then take, you know, I should have marched across the field if I wanted to hold this side. But I'm trying to push up, but I'm just, it's so slow. Confederates are so close. It's not going to even matter. Oh, here we go. Artillery firing, and you know exactly where they're going. These guys are going to be hit by that artillery. Oh, look at it ripping through already. Their object is in sight. They can see it. They're getting a nice flank here, and the Union are having some problems. You can see units breaking some dismounted cavalry, but hey, to their credit, they are holding this tree line and fence line very well against the Confederates. Over on this side, more reinforcements. Like I said, he now reinforced by Pender. Pushing up here. Now the Confederates are going to cut this angle, and this whole flank is exposed. These guys are going to have to fall back at some point. Can't remember if my artillery had started firing yet. Yeah, it just started firing here. I'm just aiming at random spots here. Oh man, this is getting juicy. Now the sounds. There's so many sounds of shooting on. It's gonna be hard to, like, my computer probably to put them all in. I can't even imagine what Pickett's Charge is going to be like. I am excited to play that one. If the recordings go very rough, I may try and see if I can stream these instead. We'll see. We will see. Maybe too rough on the computer to stream it and run the game at the same time. I don't know. Oh my goodness, this artillery. That's right, you close it up. You have artillery shooting at your flank. What could possibly go wrong? South Carolina boys. Yeah, this artillery is probably what's going to save this flank, if anything. But you can see the Confederates are exerting a lot of pressure here. A general inspiring the men staying really close, hoping to keep him in the fight. Reynolds, man, he's hovering really close to where he died in reality. Oh, this artillery. Forcing, like just helping soften up this Union army, but man, this Union artillery. Holy cow, that artillery shot.
Yes, sir.
Sheesh. Now, unfortunately for the Confederates, the Union still have this tree line, so either way, still be rough. In fact, you can see the 17th New York, or the 147th, my apologies, has actually pushed across. A rebel yell. Oh, we have a bayonet charge here. Good bayonet charge. Yep. Oh my goodness, they are going right for the Tennessee boys again. Breaking them. Oh no, more bayonet charges. Can the Confederates hold them back? Looks like they are breaking They're actually getting repelled. A beautiful bayonet charge, giving them the cold steel. Of course, they actually broke as well, but they pushed them back here. Now I have pushed forward. You can see the Confederates have pushed quite a lot now as the Union, just because of this massive flank, we had to start pushing forward. I'm starting to push forward some divisions. Oh my gosh, look at this attacking army over here. And guys, keep in mind, this is only 4 players controlling all these armies. Yeah, these guys are ready to get some work in. Oh, we got the Louisiana boys. Just imagine you're like ordering a position of battle, and you just hear the artillery. Oh, you can see everything from here. And you can see quite a lot. But my artillery is softening up this forward position here. I'm trying to kill as many as possible as they're starting to push up. Obviously, getting in position. I was not going to make it to that hill, unfortunately. But this grand battery is what's I'm depending on to save me, quite honestly, at this point. I don't know why it always has 1 extra gun that's not used, but, you know. Oh, well. Oh, wow, we had... Not sure if this is a prop or if someone lost a gun. Huh. But anyway, yeah, let's see what's happening over here as the Union are actually counterattacking as the Confederates definitely, I mean, they have lost big in this area. Reynolds would be proud. In fact, Reynolds is right behind this army. He's pushing forward. He's not just pushing out skirmishers, guys. He's pushing forward units. He's pushing forward regiments, even brigades. Maybe a whole division, you know? Like, he's pushing forward to definitely help counter this attack that Pender made and Heath made, and you can see what the results were. Now some of these units hopefully will come back, especially this massive unit. But yeah, you can see, oh man, this is just a rough one, guys. Iron Brigade's still holding strong. They're winded. They have some reinforcements. Oh no, some units broke with the cav. 2 left, and guess what's coming for their flank? Look at this open gap, which I honestly should have tried a little better to do. Now I am holding this fence line. That's right, pouring into them. Holding the fence line. Hopefully gonna drive them back. But they are definitely going straight for my allies' flank, so I'm gonna have to probably try to exert a little more pressure. I'm starting to split up my forces where they should go, so that, you know, if I need to push some up, as artillery is focusing on this side now. There we go. Overshooting a little bit, artillery. Oh, yes! Some beautiful blast by the already... Not sure where that artillery is actually shooting, but it is not doing a good job. You can see the Confederate artillery already softening up as we are trying to get in position to form up to meet, you know, early. It's just Early's division. Is that it? Yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty. I don't need any more. Now the Union, oh, are totally collapsing on this right side, guys. Keep in mind, this is where our last line is. We have to hold this in order to win this battle. That was just the rules of this scenario. This actually has held very beautifully. I think that's mostly because of the Iron Brigade's almost ridiculously cheating tactics. I'm just kidding. Not cheating. Not cheating. But the stats were ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, no, the rest of the forces here, I could really use some Iron Brigade on my side. I really wished I had some. Now my artillery is going to start focusing this side. You can see actually getting some nice kills here as they're just perfectly positioned. My artillery to just drop in artillery shells on their line. But the concern, of course, is the fact that this whole line is pushing forward, and I am focused in one area with a massive angle. I got some like edges, some corners that they could focus a lot more fire than I have. Now, unfortunately, just because of this nice angle they have with the hill, I would have to fall back a ton with my ally, and then he would have a corner that he would have to defend. So, you know, it wasn't pretty either way. But now all the forces, oh my gosh, look at all the Confederates. Pushing forward.
Orders understood.
And because of the flank now, the Confederates are exerting a lot of pressure and forcing the Union to fall back a little bit. Now, he has not given up this forward position. Reynolds is holding strong here. The Confederates have some units that are resting up that came back. So they're going to stand their ground. This center is not really getting attacked, but the left flank is. Or the Union's right flank. They have reinforcements, of course, pushing forward, but the next massive fight probably is going to be along this line. Up to obviously this point right here where, man, the Confederates are massing up for a nice attack, I'd say. Louisiana guys look pretty nice. There's quite a lot of them. But now we're gonna reform here, try to soften that little edge a little bit. Pushing forward some lines to the right here. I want to keep a nice reserve line as well. And I'm even pushing forward some troops to kind of stop this Confederate angled flank here that Rhodes is pushing. Yeah, things aren't looking too good on my side. I'm not gonna lie, I was not happy with the position I got. I mean, like, where I decided to break a defense, I could have either been more aggressive or just been a little more this direction, then push the line this way. I don't know. Maybe that would have helped. Maybe not. The Confederates have the upper hand at the moment just because all of our reinforcements, I think, are still getting into position. And so the Confederates have a lot more lines attacking than the Union do right now. Of course, they're starting to form up in a line of battle. You can see the 12th Pennsylvania pushing forward. More Pennsylvania and Ohio boys. My artillery has I'm having artillery refocus here. This is the concerning point of attack, I thought. I feel like I'm weakest in this grove area. It's a nice defensive position, but I don't have a good defensive angle. Oh yeah, Howard did run like a coward. No, I'm just kidding. The artillery was splashing down in the area, and I think just killed a couple units of his staff. So he ran like a coward. He totally ran like a coward. Just kidding. Yeah, no. So we have Rhodes now engaging the 2nd Division. 1st Division is pulling back and resting up a little bit. They're letting 2nd Division have a turn. These are fresh troops here fighting against Confederates that have been fighting for a little while. So these guys are going to help reinvigorate the fight, I'd say. I think the Union may actually finally get pushed out of this area. They're getting hit from two sides with artillery shooting down the center here. It may be that, you know, I did think maybe the Confederates could move their artillery to like this position right here, but then counter battering, which is actually very effective, would have taken place. Right now, the artillery can't shoot at each other. And my artillery was a little too far away to hit their artillery. But you can see the engagements happening. Confederates going straight down the line here. The attack has been given, or the orders have been given, I should say. And here go thousands of men, guys. Thousands of men. This is not actually like a figure of speech. I think about it. Just these 4 units, that's over 1,000 men. Just these 4. There's plenty more over here in reserve. Plenty more over here and over here and over here. Like, these several thousand men on each side of the battlefield. I love how realistic. It's very ambitious and very risky to have such a massive amount of men in the field because you don't know if the game's gonna actually run. It seems to be running okay at this point. I say as like everything stutters and seizures around. This artillery's doing an excellent job of forcing back. Keith has had some real struggles here against that artillery. They're breaking really early, which they shouldn't. I mean, look at this. It's just artillery sitting right here. I mean, there's some... Is there artillery over here? No, the artillery's just ranged along here. This massive artillery battery hopefully is going to do a lot. I am focusing on this one. I'm looking for the one unit that is routed. They have a nice position on the Union line. They have the high ground. Something that was a huge deal in the actual Battle of Gettysburg. They have a nice flank shooting gallery of these Union boys. The fence line, everything you could ever want. They have artillery firing as well. They don't have as much artillery as the Union did. That's for sure. They are pushing also on this left flank. I have 3 lines, a small like detachment, I guess. I'm pushing on this side. Nothing but this battle that I like. You know my play style, so you know I love infantry. These are almost all infantry. Cavalry was pretty obsolete at this point, unless it was for raiding and scouting. Cav engagements were they were dismounted. If cavalry was fighting, they dismounted and got out their guns, and they would just mobilize quickly to an area, set up defense, have their horses held behind lines and fight. And I kind of like the artillery and infantry. That's a typical American Civil War battle. Of course, I think the Confederates have Jeb Stuart to thank for stumbling blindly into the Union Army. Jeb Stuart was not there to give General Lee the information he needed on where the Union movements were. That was unfortunate for him. Now, I am getting pretty wrecked, I'd say. Taking some heavy losses here and definitely getting outshot. Now, I was trying to figure out if I needed to give a command to fire or if I just click behind the unit or around it. So you see me like do different things with the artillery. I think I figured it out. And look at all these reserves. These guys, of course, are fresh. Yeah, so they're ready to go. These poor guys, they're fresh, but man, the morale doesn't look too good. Oh my goodness, Reynolds is still holding. Still holding. And there we go. First unit routing. I am breaking so fast, guys. And the Union are in trouble. Confederates forcing all of their artillery shells into this one little grove area. Look at this, just focusing it down with Artie. And they're getting danger close here. Look at that, they're on the road, they're everywhere. This is not an ideal spot to be. I'm trying to hold this right flank still. It's not working, guys. I am definitely getting outshot here. And if I try pushing to engage this line, I'm keeping the line open for the infantry to pour in my flank. So things aren't looking too good. My artillery, yeah, I don't know. This was my first ACW game, and it was fun, but it was a challenge to figure out how the units work and all that. Looks like Pender is falling back here. This is just such a tough position. The Union have so many troops. Uh-oh. Reynolds died. What? Oh my goodness, that is right. He died literally in the same spot he did in actually historical battle. So historical accuracy, you could say yes. Historical accuracy, Reynolds dies in the battle. Now near the beginning, not full swing into the battle, but he died in the same area. That's funny. That is hilarious. Not that he died, of course. You know, it's sad that, you know, the general died, but... All right, here we go. I am totally falling back, guys. Definitely feeling the full pressure of the enemy. And, I may start losing some troops here. My right flank looking a little bit concerning. Ooh, this actually is a bad angle that the Union have. This regiment's gonna have to fall back. I'm just trying to use all these fence rows, but they're not like in the proper place for me to be able to get real good coverage from the fences. Like if I hold up one fence, I'm keeping a gap. But I'm gonna fall back and make a new stand here where I'm not getting totally outflanked. You can see actually, this is where the angle is kind of relocating, but this is actually a good spot. The Confederates don't have a lot of troops yet, but they seem to be having artillery pushing up and a lot more infantry. You have the new North Carolina fresh troops pushing forward, and they're gonna probably go straight for this grove. I actually start pushing up here to help out on this flank, and oh, my artillery is just trying to soften up the units on this hill. But yeah, the Confederates have pushed us back here, taking the position we once had, and I was not happy about that. But we have a new position which seems a little bit better. Just a little bit better, I guess. All these guys wouldn't seizure in and out. This would be an amazing shot. Oh, look at that artillery. This is about as good as it's gonna get, guys. Sorry, but yeah, this is about as good as it's gonna get. Holy cow, look at the artillery focusing this side down. These poor guys, they're getting literally focused by all... How many guns is this? This is 4 guns. That's 8, 12, 16. Oh my goodness, 20 guns. All aimed in this one area. No wonder they're breaking. Small wonder they're breaking. Now he is going for a counter battery, maybe. Actually, no, he's focusing my line, which is smart. Usually, I don't know. I didn't feel like counter battering. The artillery looks so cool. Call me a lame for not using proper tactics, but I thought the artillery would look cooler in the battle. Over on this side, Reynolds is dead, but his men continue to fight very strong. The cavalry, Buford's men, still in the fight. They haven't really gotten a lot of rest and relief. Still trying to hold this first position. They haven't lost it. Quite impressive. Where's the Iron Brigade at? Oh, here they are. Iron Brigade was resting up, it looks like, and now they're going to push forward once more. Maybe some of the Iron Brigade shifting over into the reserve on the right side. That seems to be the side that seems to be breaking. You can see my units breaking here against that artillery. And anytime my generals get close, they just kept getting like routed off the fields. It was terrible. Yeah, things aren't looking too hot. Trying to push forward more troops. My lines are starting to get stretched a little thin. Units wavering. As the Confederates are being very persistent. Let's see if we holding this line at a decently well. But yeah, I'm a lot of reforming, so no one's really giving volleys over here. Of course, this is a very different matter. These troops in the forest getting hit hard by artillery, but holding strong. The forest actually gives a good amount of shelter to anything, so, you know, good position. And hopefully he will not lose it, because he can't lose it. More reinforcements pushing forward. You can see, well, Rhodes has a decent amount of pressure going on this line, and these 4 New Yorkers, 80th and 76th, have been fighting for quite some time here. Getting kind of tired out. This left side is just stagnant. Nothing's going to happen here. The tree line, the Confederates can't get too close, whereas the artillery is just going to blow them Kingdom Come. So, their only hope relies in Early and Rhodes to actually make a push here, push back Howard's troops. And yeah, there goes another general just killed instantly, trying to rally the troops. They didn't, actually, he didn't die. He just got routed off the field. But yeah, the artillery is doing an excellent job of just really blowing up my lines. What am I gonna do about it? What are you guys gonna do about it? Just kidding. Nice uniforms though, I like the red. Oh, I hear artillery. I think I'm getting counter-batteried. Maybe. But yeah, my line is kind of holding a little stronger on this right side. I have a lot more forces. Kind of reforming, you can see, using this fence line here and here. He, thankfully, my ally, that is, has reserves here. Quite a few reserves. He's gonna have to use those. We're actually doing a decent job of holding for now. Ooh, from here you can see the whole battle. You can see the flank. You can see, you know, if your regiment brothers, your brothers in arms are winning or losing. Keep in mind, they have another 30 minutes. They have to really push us back, so some real big mass routing on our side is going to have to occur. And Buford is holding quite well. So I don't know if the Confederates are going to be able to take it. Unless they can push my whole flank and decisively beat me. Already forming once again. I'm now going to take this tree line here. Things are looking a little bit more desperate. I'm actually gonna, these guys are tired. We have some fresh forces that can take over here. A massive unit, 449 men. The Ohio boys. And they have the daunting task of pushing back this huge Confederate force. And it would probably feel like there's just a endless number of Confederates here. At least you can look to your right and know there's a unit that is defending your flank. And the Confederates are starting to have some problems here. We are just chewing them up a little bit. I think the artillery is really starting to help here. I did actually go for his guns because they were tearing up my center line. I had to go for them. And I thankfully broke one of them. A general did break. Oh, Early got killed. I don't know how that happened. I'm going for his artillery back here as well. Probably a stray artillery shell somehow hit him. Honestly, not totally sure how that would have happened. But now his morale is definitely a little wavery. You can see some of the units getting very concerned, shaken. Although honestly, how would they know that Early died that fast? But yeah, we are starting to break a couple of them, which is a encouraging sign. The line's starting to stabilize. Even a counterattack as more and more forces get up here. Oh man, the Union breaking yet another Confederate brigade. More Confederates though pushing up where their brothers have fallen. They are pushing up, reigniting this fight with some fresh soldiers, fresh regiments. Oh, that hurt. That really hurt that line. That was a good volley. Still weakening here in the center. And falling back over on this side, falling across this like empty, this river bed, dry river bed, I guess the word. Artillery, you can see really still focusing down the side. My artillery is now starting to focus. This right side is the concern for me at this point. We seem to be holding okay. I have reserves that are pushing up, hopefully to hold this right flank for my ally, as he's doing quite well. Yeah, he isn't broken at all. Reynolds is back, or his staff is. And Buford's still here. That guy has balls of steel, because he's not... He's been in the thick of it, guys. He has not died. Leads a charming life, I guess you would say.
Your men have been routed, sir.
Oh. Men have been routed where? Oh my goodness, they got chewed up. But my artillery is softening up this side. I am trying to... like you can see, this is a perfect angle for the artillery to hit. Hold on. But they have fresh reserves that can easily plug in that gap. And I lost some forces too, plus some units that are maybe going to start routing. I'm just cycling in and out troops, trying to keep fresh ones in the front so they can fire with a little more effectiveness. Yeah. Using this fence line, this actually was a really good position here. But they have a fence line too, so, you know, it's still pretty dead even. Yeah, we're starting to fall back. I'm trying to hold this grove, but these guys are going to start dropping really fast. They probably going to have to fall back once again. I've done nothing but fall back. I'm advancing in the wrong direction. These guys taking some losses. Yeah, this battle has been the most stagnant I've seen. Neither side seems to be pushing the other back. They're in a standstill fight. I think the Union actually have done a little bit of counterattacking here. Robinson has actually managed to push back the Union. Oh, who's been routed? Oh yeah, keep breaking here. This actually, thankfully he had some reserves. The bucktails. Oh, that is cool. I wonder if they're a special unit. But no, at least he had a set of reserves. These guys were very fresh, barely seen combat. And I'm routing everywhere. I'm starting to route all over the place. I'm falling back here. He has forces hopefully taking out this place. It is a nice defensive line here. You can see these bucktails actually have a nice fence line to hold. But how long can I hold? That is the question. Things are getting pretty hairy here for me. My artillery's still trying to soften up this hillside. I would not want to be Confederate on this hill. Yeah, I'm falling totally back here. Actually, my ally said to pull them in by falling back, hopefully to draw them in a little so we can counterattack. You can see we're really close. We have a lot of forces. Potentially deadly counterattack if we can pull the Confederates in. Oh, that artillery is still doing some execution. You still have plenty of reserves, though. And I am just getting focused down here. I've withdrawn my line even further. This forward position, though, looking pretty good. Honestly, the Confederates I don't think they have any reserves left.
Your men have been routed, sir.
Where? Oh yeah, in the center. That's no surprise. Yeah, I mean, it does look like Heath doesn't have a lot of forces left. Yeah. So things are looking up for us. I just have to hold long enough for reinforcements to arrive. We're starting to really push out this side. Here we go, though. We have a counterattack. The bucktail is advancing down this hill. Oh my gosh, that artillery. Excellent work. They're already wavering, and now they break. Yeah, this artillery is doing some execution here. Still holding this right side. This is probably my weakest side still. Their artillery is getting nice hits there. And they have quite a beautiful position here. I get the Union perspective a lot more than the Confederate perspective.
Sir, I fear your general is in mortal peril, sir.
But here we go. The Union are attacking here. The Confederates, well, they're reforming their lines a little bit here to meet this onslaught. As the Union definitely counterattack. They even have, ooh, nice flank here. They're gonna get in a shooting gallery here. Oh, that is some nice artillery. I hope that's not my guns firing. I don't think it was.
Your men have been routed, sir.
Oh, I'm routing again. So despite the fact that we pushed back this attack now, I have more severe problems on this right flank. I'm over on this side. It's looking pretty good. Confederates can't, unfortunately. We talk about it afterwards. We think the Iron Brigade is a little overpowered, especially in the beginning. That should have been like, if the Confederates could have actually pushed back the Union a little bit more, it'd been probably more of a challenge. With having units that have such crazy stats like the Iron Brigade did, it was impossible. To be able to scare and inspire other units, it was just, I don't know. We felt like it was a little broken. We could always try to even the reinforcements out so that the Iron Brigade doesn't all come at once, or only one of them gets to show up and all that. Or the Confederates get reinforcements a little bit sooner, maybe. Like on this whole front, maybe not this whole flank, but I don't know. Either way, yeah, so I'm falling back even more. I do not want to give up this orchard. But the darn enemy, they refuse to relent. They keep pouring in volleys, and there's nothing I can possibly do. Oh, look at that. You have the Union pushing back. Confederates ready. Are they on the hill still? They're not looking too good, though. They've lost some ground. And my artillery is starting to focus down this right side. I'm trying my best to see if I can just, you know, push it back with artillery alone. Their artillery is really effective. It's just hitting this side and not giving me a whole lot of, oh, I might shoot myself in the back. What a noob mistake. Well, that's embarrassing. Okay, that is some nice artillery helping suppress the enemy. Let's see what's happening on the rest of the field here. Oh, I can tell you though, these guys are taking some pretty heavy losses. Some heavy losses. The Iron Brigade is still getting a nice counter charge here. You have the cavalry still engaging with some of Pender's division. Yeah, there is only 22 minutes remaining, and the lines seem to be standing pretty steady. So, you know, yeah, I think we're gonna win. A more Iron Brigade, man. How many units? I think he had 4 units or 5 units of Iron Brigade. I could have used 1 or 2, you know, on my side, but then again, that would have just been ridiculous. Because I'm losing. I would say I was definitely losing on this side until I got reinforcements, but I was holding. It was a slow retreating fight. I think I would have eventually gotten driven back. Who knows how far? If there hadn't been a counterattack here to force them back. Yeah. I was breaking, and it was not pretty. There we go. There we go. Artillery's doing what they can to focus on this chunky unit. Wow, these guys are kind of cool. Look at them. They're like the Iron Brigade, sort of, in their appearance. Bet you don't have the cool stats, though. But yeah, no, they are definitely defensive now. They're hiding behind these fences here. Of course, it's a flank engaging. The bucktails get a nice flank there. The Confederates basically are gone on this right side. And, yeah, not much left. You can tell this side is going to definitely be a victory for the Union. And this side is going to be hopefully a victory for the Union if we get reinforcements in time. I'm diverting all of my forces over here. I'm going to need all of them. A nice defensive position, though. I was pretty proud of this one. These guys have been holding for as long as possible. Who's routed now? Oh, another general routes. Felt bad. Like, all my generals just kept dying or routing. Yeah, artillery. Let's pour a volley into them, boys. Man, that's like a pile of just Union dead, man. Like an artillery shot or something. Oh, they broke already. Yeah, the Union are definitely getting pushed back. Or not the Union, sorry, the Confederates getting pushed back here. Oh yeah, my artillery was getting focused by whether that was artillery or just random bullets hitting behind. I was starting to lose my guns, and that was making me definitely feel even more desperate that we weren't going to win. Look at this. The morale, guys, the morale was starting to really go downhill. Now, I am starting to win on this flank here, which is good. So it's starting to wear down. The Confederates need to divert more and more reserves to defend this side. I mean, I guess not tons, but it's a nice flank on those bucktails. The Union need to push up and start engaging this line. Look at how many forces. Like, that's at least 4 regiments, potentially even 5, that are firing this one unit. But look at this. They have pushed me out of the orchard. I am totally out of this orchard now. Couldn't stand it. I have fallen back even more than before. Unfortunately. And, yeah, the dead are scattered all over. Trying to hold this fence line now. As the Confederates get closer and closer. Wait, who's routed? There you go. See, the center is just breaking once more. I just kept breaking. My units keep coming back, but being so exhausted. And I was getting kind of nervous here. getting very nervous. All right, so the Union have one on this side. I would say that's a very decisive victory. 1 or 2 units left, but there's only 16 minutes remaining. Probably not likely that they're going to... Oh, man, the artillery even moved. Yeah, look at this. Artillery all moved over here. But highly unlikely that they're going to push forward and take this hill. So... All that is left to do, man. How many forces are back here? Look at all these reserves. So many reserves. Like these guys could have pushed over and helped me. But this is a pretty strong Confederate army, and they have reserves of their own, so... Look at that, though.
Your men have been routed, sir.
Another artillery crew broken. They were starting to really try to drive me back as quickly as possible. And the artillery, I don't think they're even targeting artillery necessarily. They were targeting infantry, but the artillery is so close to the infantry that it's just pretty bad. You can see artillery splashing in the area. I can't even get the map, oh well. That is a picture, isn't it? You can see on the right flank, we are breaking once more. But I think we have enough reserves and enough of a turn here as the Union are starting to push on this left flank that we should be able to turn things around, I'd say. Especially now that reinforcing artillery from the First Corps are going to start adding their barrages to mine. Should be a pretty deadly combination. And everything's focusing on this side. That's where the real mass routing was occurring. And I still have some artillery left, so... no one can say that I didn't have a fight, as it were. Look at that. Oh, look at that line just firing. And then you have the reserve Confederate line behind it. That is awesome. Let's take a peek over here. Oh, they're getting very, very, very close to each other here in the forest. Both sides wanting to end this sooner rather than later. We have some units pushing up. Confederates trying to break the flank here, as it were. But the artillery and infantry in the center is just breaking, routing them in. There it goes. It's going to start going down the line as the flank starts routing. You can see what their objective was. They just never were able to get to it. The Union stood in the way the entire time. And as predicted, this did turn into a bloodbath on this side. You can see the dead bodies scattered everywhere. And now that I have gotten actually reinforcements pushing on this side, it is a little bit easier to hold and push forward reinforcements. My artillery can start focusing down this line. As it's a matter of time, the Iron Brigade's on the way. They're the secret weapon that we have. Didn't get a whole lot of the gun crews there, did we? Are you guys even firing? What are you guys doing? Oh, the fence is in the way. But yeah, here goes the mass route here. I'm starting to soften up this flank. Still routing though. Always routing. Artillery routing. But here goes the counterattack. And the Confederates are in a mass rout. I mean, it's just a matter of time at this point, like I said before. We obviously are going to win. Mainly because they can't take the objective they have to take in time. Still a very, very vicious fight. I think the other side was a bit more of a struggle than mine, which was more dead even. In fact, like I said, I was even losing. Oh, wow. Some nice hits with the artillery. But even with getting hit by artillery, they are dishing out a lot of hurt on me. Even causing units to break still. Look at all the Union dead. Oh my goodness. And they're holding this hill, or this road. There we go. You can pour it into them, bucktails. Holy cow. We're destroying buildings now, trying to get to the Confederate targets here. It looks like there's one or two Confederate. I mean, they just can't. Artillery support probably was really crucial. I'm curious how many kills they got with the guns.
Your men have been routed, sir.
There we go, pushing down the hill. And look at the distance these guys are shooting back and forth. Such a far distance. So you can imagine at close range like this. I mean, 80% I feel like of the shots could easily tell. Quite easily. These brave or Georgia boys in North Carolina. Oh my goodness, they're getting hit with everything the Union has to offer.
Yes, sir.
And yet they still persevere. Man, they have some units. This is a very chunky unit too. Artillery is the coolest detail I think of this. Is how well it impacts and that sort of thing. I feel like they did a really good job with it. Holy cow! Nothing is safe. Look to your colors, man. Oof. I got a reserve. Louisiana. The thing is, I'm scared to fast forward this because every time I do it, it usually crashes. I mean, there's only, what, 4 more minutes and 34 seconds remaining here. But yeah, so obviously alternate history, you know? Who knows what would have happened if the Confederates had not been able to push back the Union. And, well, obviously the next battle doesn't really simulate that. The next battle is part of the day 2. There's 2 parts of day 2. One of them is Little Round Top. The other one is, I believe, Culp's Hill. No, not Culp's Hill. Maybe it was. I'll have to look. I believe sure it's Culp's Hill. So we played that one, which is the Confederates attacking some high ground and the Union holding them off. Historically, Union barely managed to hold them off, but they did manage to hold them off. We have a bayonet charge here, it looks like. Yep. The Union giving them the cold steel, rushing victoriously down the road.
Move out. Keep low.
Oh, look at that accuracy. Like I said, hand-to-hand combat wasn't very common in the American Civil War, so at least I don't think it was. Yeah, give it to him, 50th New York. And now the retreat has been called, and the Confederates are going to fall back their forces here, regroup for another attack. I guess in order to keep up with the video of tomorrow, the Confederates managed to push, or the Union have such heavy losses that they do fall back. Anyway, that's what we're going to go with. Let's check out the carnage real fast here. In this orchard, I'm sure there's plenty of dead Union forces. Oh, yeah. Plenty of Confederate and Union forces. Wow. Especially in here. And over here as well. Plenty over here. On both sides. And probably plenty more in the forest. And then, of course, along the hill here, where you can see the lines, were, for the most part, plenty of Union deaths. That's some pretty heavy losses here.
Your men have been routed, sir.
This line has been so stubbornly holding for the longest time. 3 units. There's one trying to hold the flank where here comes the here goes the Iron Brigade.
Your men have been routed, sir.
Here we go. I send in my 75th, but that's the end of the battle here. So, like I said, now I'm playing as Reynolds. Got 1,685 on the kills. Deployed 11,000. Man, he deployed 11,000 men. Almost 12,000. Okay, just basically 12,000 men. Took 74 in the losses. I had about, I'll just say 68. I had 100 men. Killed only 22 and lost 33. Then we have, of course, Heath, which was played, I believe, by, if I remember correctly, I think Sharpie was here as early, and Heinze was Heath. He deployed 16,000 men, killed 52, and lost 74. And then, of course, Sharpie is early, I believe, with only, wow, he had a very small army compared to everybody else, but he did very well. As you can see, he got more kills than I did. And I believe the majority of those were kills from enemy killed. That was mostly me, as you can see the losses here. But yeah, now that'll be the battle, guys. I'm curious stat-wise. Artillery, as you can see, is king. 219 kills. I had some of the New York boys that held quite well. More artillery got some good kills. And I had a couple... the generals, didn't, but then some of these units didn't get as many kills as others did. But yeah, no, that was the first day victorious for the Union. We will see tomorrow how the next stage here goes, and then after that, like I said, it is the Battle of Little Round Top, Devil's Den, the Orchard, Peach Orchard, and then the grand finale, which will be Pickett's Charge, one of the most renowned charges, I'd say, in the world. One of them. Okay, I know there's several awesome charges, but let's be honest, it was one of the best. So, anyway, guys, that'll be it today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hopefully, it did not break your eyes or your brain with the lagginess or the shape-shifting figures appearing and disappearing. Yeah, really like this mod, so I'd recommend you guys check it out. And like I said, that mod is the ACW Hardcore. It does work with NTW3 as well. So, anyway, guys, you have a rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in another video.